message to come out right. Because I'm inspired by your story, bro. Like, I'm not just saying it to be saying it, but I seen it. And then something in my heart told me, nah, bring him over there and look out for him. That wasn't from my mind, that was from my chest. You know what I mean? Welcome to DK. What's going on with you, man?
Good to be here.
Man, it's an honor to have you, man. So what you been up to?
Staying alive.
Staying alive? Well, I can see that, right? So how life been treating you, man? Share what's your experience? What you been doing, man?
Working hard to move out of here.
Working hard to move out of here. That's saying a little but a lot. What do you mean working hard to move out of here?
Well, I'm trying to get into my own place.
Don't you already have it?
I do.
Okay, so when you trying to get out? When you moving out?
I should be out the 30th.
The 30th?
Yeah.
How's that looking for you? Like
right now, it's looking promising.
Looking promising?
Yeah.
How are you feeling about that?
A little nervous.
A little nervous?
Because right now when I wake up, I'm waking up with like 10 guys in a house.
Okay.
And just waking up and being alone in a house.
So is the isolation scaring you?
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit?
Yeah.
So what is your life looking like right now? Who is Carlos today?
Carlos today is not who he was a year ago. Carlos today is trying to do everything to make life work for me again. That's who Carlos is today.
All right.
And I mean anything.
I heard you been dealing with a little bit of sickness. Can you elaborate on that, please?
Sickness? I'm not sure what you mean.
I heard that you were sick, like you have a tumor.
Oh yeah, I have a tumor in the front of my lobe of my brain.
Can you talk about, please?
Yeah, it's about the size of a golf ball.
Yes.
So the doctors couldn't take it out, but they went and they took a piece out to find out if it was cancerous.
Okay.
Turns out it's stage 2 cancer.
Stage 2 cancer. I'm sorry to hear that, brother.
Yeah, me too. Thank you.
If there's anything that we can do for you at Agape, please, just let us know and we will extend the olive branch to you, to whatever it takes to help you through this time. So let's just jump right into it. I really appreciate you coming on the platform to share your experience, your strength, and your hope with people that's out there right now that's suffering, because it's not just about a story, but it's about a behavior that's designed to destroy any individual that indulge into that behavior. So you're not alone. But healing is possible, and you're a perfect example of healing. So, right back to you. Where you from?
Lawrence, Massachusetts.
What was life like for Carlos growing up in Lawrence? Your family structure, what was it like?
It's beautiful.
Okay.
It's beautiful. It was mom and dad and me and my little brother. That was it.
You could talk up a little. But, so you come from a healthy family?
Yes.
All right, so what does Carlos look like as a teenager in Lawrence? Because Lawrence has a reputation for being kind of, it's kind of rough. So what was life looking like for you, surrounded by all of these temptations that you could have got into? Did you get into it?
No, I didn't get into it. I just didn't care much about those kind of things. I saw what it was doing to my little brother. Okay. So I didn't get into it.
All right, so
I know I'm a person of habit, and if I would have got into it, I would have never been where I am right now.
Okay, so tell me about you. Like, tell me about Carlos as a teenager. What did you do? What was your activities? And
well, I was a humble person, and share anything with anybody, and I'm helpful. I helped people a lot until I got burned so many times. Then I stopped being so nice. But that's me, a humble person to the max.
Did you play sports?
Nope, I didn't follow sports, but I did do video games, and I did do video games and science projects. A lot of science projects.
All right, so you Mad Max around here?
You don't know, man.
You think you're a scientist?
I am.
So what does high school look like for Carlos?
High school first year. fell in love with this beautiful girl named Venus, right after the planet, and for that same relationship, I ended up quitting because she ended up dumping me and going with somebody else.
So you're telling me your whole high school is all about just a girl?
Oh no, but I wasn't really into high school. Like I didn't like homework. I didn't like none of that stuff.
So what did you do?
I quit.
And then what did you do?
I started. I had a job already at Big and Beefy, so.
Can you speak up, please?
I said I had a job already at Big and Beefy.
Yes.
So I just held on to that as long as I could.
And how long was you at Big and Beefy?
10 years.
10 years. Okay. And what transpired in your life from that 10-year period of being at Big and Beefy?
I met a woman.
What's her name?
Endora.
Okay.
I met a woman named Endora, and I lived together with her for like maybe 2 months, I think. That didn't last long because she was stealing my money. So she and I broke up after 2 months. And so I was living back home with my parents. Still working at Big and Beefy. Got into another relationship with the mother of my 4 kids, Tammy. And she gave me 4 beautiful kids. But we broke up because she was cheating on me with a Brazilian guy. And now she's stuck with him today. So that's good. Karma. And that's my life as a teenager. I really didn't do much.
When did you start doing drugs or drinking liquor?
Like, you mean like?
When did you start, period? Like,
I would say when I was like 50 years old. No, 55.
how old? You gotta speak up.
Like 55 years old.
55 years old when you start doing.
54 to 56 to now is when I really started drinking alcohol, like an alcoholic.
So can you elaborate on that?
Sure, I was so worried about this tumor, I started drinking like crazy. And then I realized that my drinking is probably what's contributing to it. The doctor told me, that alcohol would contribute to its size, so I quit drinking. I quit smoking weed. Smoking weed was my favorite thing. I did that a lot too as a teen, smoking weed, but smoking weed till this day is still my favorite thing. I don't recommend it to anybody if they're trying to straighten their life out, because that's still a what do you call it? A gateway drug. But yeah.
So you're telling me, because this platform is about truth, so we're gonna rewind this back, and I'm gonna give you a chance to think about what I just asked you. You telling me that you didn't really start drinking to 55, 56 years old, but during your journey all the way up to 55, 56 years old, you was homeless, completely drinking all the time, right? What is that looking like, right? Because we all know what an end look like, but how did it get from the point of you just going to work, right? Going to biotech, right? Having one child, separating from that, meeting another young lady, that didn't work. You met another young lady, then you had children with her, but in between them relationships, you was having problems in the relationship because you was drinking alcohol. So if there wasn't a problem at 50, 56, the only problem, how was it a problem? How was that not a problem when you was losing relationships because of your drinking? I'm just trying to understand, like.
I wasn't losing relationships because I was drinking. I was losing relationships because I was cheating.
Because you was cheating.
Yes.
So you didn't have no type of drinking problem?
No.
None whatsoever?
I liked to drink, but I didn't have any, like I wasn't hooked on anything.
So you wasn't addicted to the
Right,
alcohol?
I wasn't addicted to it.
Okay. Just trying to follow the
Right,
story.
you know, I understand, I'm a horrible storyteller.
Horrible. So why would you put yourself down? Like, this is not a platform of putting yourself down. This is a platform of sharing your experience with somebody that's out there that's suffering. It's not about you anymore. It's about carrying a message to people that's out there, that's laying on the sidewalk right now, that don't believe that they have enough strength to get up and save themselves from that condition.
You know, my thing was I didn't know, when I was out on the street, I had no idea that there were places like this. My son-in-law was the one that told me. I had no idea about sober homes. I thought sober home was where you take your dad if he's always drinking and you leave him there. You say, see you later. I never even heard of sober homes. My son was the one that he had me sectioned and brought to us medical center. And
Tell me about your children.
okay, my oldest son from Andorra,
What is his name?
his name is Joshua Lee Torres,
Okay.
and he's a pastor now. He's married, but he's a pastor. And he's a sweetheart, total sweetheart. He works for Siemens. They do, what do you call those? Ducks? I forget the name.
What's your daughter's name?
My first oldest is Tiffany. She's the one I call a black because she's so skinny.
What is your next daughter's name?
The next one is Stephanie. So
Okay.
Tiffany is the oldest, then Stephanie. And Stephanie's the one that sings like a baby bird. That's why I call her baby bird.
So what role do you play in their life now?
I'm active in their life as much as I could be, because right now they're in their part of their lives where they don't have time for dad. So I gotta make sure I throw myself in their life as much as I can. You know.
When was the last time you seen them?
Well, my son Jesse, I saw him 2 weeks ago. He's the one that's gonna help me move. I love that boy. He's so awesome. But getting back to Stephanie, she's the one that sings. She's been on The Voice twice.
Okay.
She's a sweetheart. She's got my grandson, Milo. All my kids have kids now, except my youngest son and my youngest daughter.
I gotcha. So, how do you feel that you can be a better dad in their life now?
Because I don't drink, because I was a big concern for them. And they were like, you know, don't let dad come over here drunk. We don't have any alcohol in this house. And I'm like, that was like a slap in the face to me. Like, I was like, oh shit, I didn't realize I was that bad. But I was that bad. I would go to my son's house and look at his cabinets to see if he had any alcohol. And he did, and I was like, hey Jesse, can I open this? No, Dad, because I know how you're going to get. And I'm like, oh shit. Okay. But then I would take it anyways.
And how long did this behavior last?
A couple of months. A couple of months before they put me in the hospital.
A couple months. So altogether, how long did you drink?
I want to say, like, drink hardcore alcoholic, I would say probably 3 months. I'm sorry, I'm hearing someone's cell phone buzzing. Next question.
So you only drunk for 3 months.
Yeah.
So tell me about the first sober house that you went to.
Murderers and rapists. I got along with everybody there, but they were like fighting over everything space, refrigerator space, cabinet space, sofa space. They would like, since I was the new guy, everybody would put all their focus on me, and I used to hate that. And I was like, I can't wait to get out of this freaking house.
So what happened there?
Well, I had a job working at the gas station, and the guy fired me because he saw the way I was walking. He thought that I might be on drugs or something. He goes, oh, I see how I look in your eyes and you look funny. I took out extra insurance for you. I'm like, what? So he ended up firing me. Because he thought I was taking money. And there was another employee, and I know who it was because he took $500 from me.
Can you talk up, please?
Yeah, hold on.
Take your time.
I know who it was that stole the money from the register. It's the same guy that stole $500 from me. He stole $500 from me, and he wouldn't admit it. But I told the boss, it's Steven. And he was like, no, you just trying to say that so I can give you $500 more. Got into a big battle over it, and so he let me go.
And what happened after you got fired
I
from the gas
I couldn't
station?
stay at the sober house anymore because I didn't have the money to stay there. It was $200 a week.
And what did you do then?
I took all my stuff and put it in storage with my brother and my cousins, and that's what I did. And then I was in the street. Nobody would let me stay in their house. That's what I didn't understand, because I thought I had a lot of friends. I thought I had a lot of family members that would take me in, and I was wrong.
So what was life, what was your state of mind after?
What am I gonna do? It's cold outside. I don't wanna die in the cold. I gotta get out of here. I gotta find somewhere to live. Someone's gotta let me in. Someone has to let me in.
But they didn't.
But they
So you
didn't.
end up sleeping outside. So what was your state of mind sleeping outside?
I was devastated more about the fact that I couldn't get nobody in my family to let me stay with them. Then I was devastated about sleeping on the sidewalk.
Okay, so bring me to make me understand, because that's kind of personal for me. Because I always walk past people in a situation that be downtown and they just laying on the sidewalk, and I could never understand in the person's mind what happened, that they just gave up and they just laying there on the sidewalk. So I'm asking you this question: your state of mind when you had nowhere to go and nobody was extending an olive branch to you to put you up, right? You say you're not a heavy drinker. You say you didn't have drug problems like that, but nobody will let you in their house, right? And now you out there by yourself. What is going through your mind, that knowing that you can't properly take care of yourself, hygiene-wise, cook food, clean clothes? The
only thing on my mind was revenge, because I've done so much for those people who I asked if I could stay with them. I've done so much for them. I've helped them move, helped them find apartments, I be a reference for a job. I do everything for these people. And I needed them one time, and they all said no. So that's what I was thinking. I was so angry with that, My buddy, one of my buddies, I asked if I could stay. He's got like 3 bedrooms. If I could stay in one of his bedrooms. He said no. Instead, he told me that I could sleep near the dumpster in the back of his yard.
So this is what I don't understand, right? Because DK, we speak the truth. So let's rewind this back, right? Because I need to get a clearer understanding of the picture that it's fragmental right now, right? And I know you don't feel good, and that's part of your illness. You know what I mean? I understand, what it takes to remember. I've been sick with a brain injury before, so I understand, same boat. You know what I mean? So let's just rewind this back a little bit. There is no alcohol abuse in your journey, you said. right? You always had a job, you say. You always been a responsible parent, you say, right? You just drunk a little. You didn't go into problems until 55, 56 years old, right? How old are you at your first sober house?
Oh, last year.
Last year.
Yeah, last year.
So, me following your story all the way up until last year, the way you're saying it is that there was no problem with chemical abuse and there was no problem with drug use.
Well, first of all, I couldn't afford chemical drugs, and I couldn't afford, regular drugs. I could afford alcohol
Okay, then why these people didn't want you to live with them?
because they knew I was an alcoholic.
So you was an alcoholic.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was definitely an alcoholic.
All right, so what about the experience with your cousin and sniffing cocaine?
Yes, when he heard that I was out of the street,
No, before you went to the street. When you broke up with your girl, you went to go live with your cousin, and he was a cokehead, and he was feeding you coke, and you became addicted to coke. What about that period?
that period sucked because I was being used. I was being used for the vehicle that I had. That's the only reason why he wanted me there, so he could use me for my vehicle. Whenever I said no to him, he would get pissed off. You know how it is when you tell people no and they can't get what they want, they get angry.
So what we're doing is we're just trying to connect your progression to where you're at now. So you had a family, you worked, right? The disagreement with the wife, right? Asked you to leave. You went to go live with your cousin. At that point in time when you went to go live with your cousin, that's when you started to
Drink and do coke.
So tell us about that time.
It was an everyday thing. It's like if we didn't do it, first of all, my cousin is in gangs. He's in jail right now. He
Okay.
has an ankle bracelet and he violated it. But I digress. He goes, come on, I'll help you find a job. I'm like, all right, let's go. That same day, he got me a job.
Okay.
So he's good and bad,
Okay.
And then he goes, I can't get you a place to live, but if you want to stay with me and my girlfriend, you can. He goes, I'll give you the only bedroom I have. I'm like, all right. I stayed with them, then he lied. He never gave me the bedroom. He gave it to this young teenage kid that was going to college, which is fine with me. And I was there with him doing so much fucking coke. And drinking and doing coke and drinking and doing coke every day. It was in my mind, it was like it got to the point that I didn't even want the coke anymore. I was like, no.
Okay.
That's how much we used to do it there every day.
So you gained a habit during this period of time.
Yeah.
So what was life like after you left?
Drinking too.
Yeah, the habit with both.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so you got the phenomenon, you got the cravings going now, right? You have the repetition is there, it's downloaded, and you're blown, you're craving it. How did you go from cousin back to family? What happened?
I haven't been back to family.
Right, so you never went back home.
No, because I wasn't allowed there.
So what was your journey after you left his house? Because now you have issues, right? Now you have issues where you need to sniff, you want to drink because that's your relaxation. What was life? Take me on the journey after you leave your cousin's house, because before you get, what's your cousin's name? Frankie. So before you get to Frankie's house, you don't have a craving for anything, right?
Right.
So when you get to Frankie's house, his behavior rubs off on you.
Wait, that's a lie. When I first got to Frankie's house, I had the habit of alcohol.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how long was this journey of your habit of alcohol?
Well, that was all up until I got here. When I got here, I didn't drink. But in my other sober homes, I didn't drink either. So by the time I got here, I was already used to not drinking.
Okay. You're missing. Let me say it to you a different way. The progression of alcohol pushed you to cocaine. So you was only smoking weed and drinking liquor, or were you just drinking liquor
Just drinking liquor.
before you got to your cousin's house?
Yeah.
And what did Carlos look like drinking liquor? What was the average? How much would you drink?
Oh man, I would drink anything that you brought to my face. I would drink it.
Okay.
Anything, like as long as it was alcoholic, I would drink it.
And this is when you're with your children's mother?
Yep.
All right. So you're trying to say that you was a drinker like that, but that drinking didn't play no role in your separation from your family?
No, the separation happened because I cheated on her.
Okay, so it was the sexual outside of the relationship that caused the separation between you and your family.
That's a whole different story.
Okay, but we just following the drinking.
Okay.
You know what I mean? We're not really following, because I just want to show the audience, right, the progression to your healing. We're going towards your healing. You know, so we're just following your tracks to the point where enough is enough and I give up.
Okay, so after my cousin kicked me out,
Yes.
I went back to my house, and
Your house is where?
in Leominster
With who?
with Beth.
Wife?
Yes.
Okay.
A fiance.
All right.
Fiance of 22 years. And so I went back there, knocked on the door, I asked her if I could stay with her because I had nowhere to go. She told me no. She goes, park your rig on the yard and you could sleep out there. So me knowing that they had an extra bedroom, an extra bed, and they let me sleep in the backyard, and I was like, this is not happening to me. And we argued because that was my house too. Been paying for that shit for 22 freaking years,
Okay.
you know?
All right.
But she wouldn't let me come in.
Got you. So where's the journey going after you was rejected from your house? Where do you go from here?
I went to my buddy Miguel's house, who is supposedly my best friend,
Okay.
and who has like 3 bedrooms also, and a whole freaking house.
Got you.
And I asked him if I could stay there. He said no. He goes, if you want, you can park your car next to the dumpster. You can sleep there. Nobody will bother you there. I felt like I got slapped in the face.
Okay. How was that making you feel? Like, these are the people that you care a lot about, right? And these are the people that have been in your life for a while. So, did you ever take a pause for a minute to say, are they rejecting Carlos or are they rejecting the alcoholic Carlos?
They were rejecting both.
Why would you say both?
Because when I was doing the cheating, I wasn't an alcoholic. And then this one was an alcoholic that didn't do the cheating. So it's confusing.
Gotcha. I'm trying to follow you, right? So when your friend said no, you can go sleep over towards that dumpster. Why do you think he said that to you? Honestly, why did he say that to you?
I think because he didn't want to be responsible for another person living in his house.
And that's the only thing that you could come up with.
Yeah. Because he used to be drinking, we were drinking buddies.
So there's nothing in that scenario that make you stop and say, I was in bad shape.
No, because like I said, he used to drink with me.
There's nothing in that scenario that makes you stop and say, I'm in a full-grown progression and my best friend, my wife, my family don't want me there. There's never dawned to you in that state that it was time for you to clean things up?
No.
Never?
No, because my best friend would have told me.
Okay. So how was you feeling?
Like a bag of shit.
All right. So what journey did you take after you've been rejected by all your family?
He went on a path of, I feel like my path was chosen because my kids, they wanted to retire me. So I took out, I think it was $29,000 out of my retirement. so I could pay for a place to stay for myself. And I did that
And where did you stay?
at a hotel,
All right.
one of those really cheap mini motel things.
Yes.
And when the money was gone, everybody was gone. When I had the money, everybody was going, hey. Yeah. Taught me a lesson, real bad. Money buys a lot of friends.
You're losing me. So let's get back to topic. And the topic is this. You are awoke to the fact that you're full blown in the grips. Family, friends is the first indicator that you are over the top. Because they separate themselves from that. Not you, but the behavior of that. So now, you try to stay with them, and they tell you no. Your next move is you go get a loan from your 401k,
Right.
and then you go get a hotel,
Mm-hmm.
and then you stay in that hotel and you continue to keep drinking.
Mm-hmm.
Are you doing coke?
No.
So you're just drinking.
Coke was only at my cousin's house. That's why I had to live there.
Okay, so you're just drinking.
Yeah.
So what is life like for you at this stage of living in this hotel because you're heading towards the bottom?
I had felt when I was at the hotel that I already hit rock bottom.
Okay.
When nobody would help me, I knew I hit rock bottom.
Okay.
And I try to convince myself that the only way to go now is up.
What is your state of mind? Now we're into it. What is your state of mind first being rejected? Because just by knowing you personally, I know that you will give a person the shirt off your back.
I would.
I know your heart is an agape heart. I know you try hard to just be you and nothing else.
I like to keep the peace.
Right? All day. Facts. Right? So now I know you're shattered. You know what I mean? When your family is rejecting you, I know you are shattered. Right? What is your state of mind in this hotel?
Being by myself, all I could think about was I'm a big loser. You know, nobody wants me. You know, but I can't get mad because I did this to myself. That's what my state of mind was.
So what's the move after the whole? How long did it take you to run through that 29,000?
About 4 hours.
You went through $29,000 in 4 hours. So you was giving money away to your family.
I only gave money to my son.
Make me understand, how do you go through $29,000 in 4 hours?
I paid off my car.
Okay,
I paid off my bike.
all right,
And I caught up with all my bills.
all right. So you was still paying, bless you.
Thank you.
You was still paying bills at the house even though that you wasn't there.
Right, my bills.
Okay, gotcha.
And I was still helping my ex.
All right, gotcha. What is life like after you leave this hotel? Where do you go? What do you do?
I was out on the street again, in the streets of...
So you're homeless.
Yeah.
Make me understand what it's like to be homeless.
It sucks.
No, we all know it sucks.
No, if
But
it's,
what is the state of mind of you knowing that you have nowhere to go, that you cannot take a shower, that you can not wash your clothes because that liquor is gonna come before you take care of your hygiene, right? If you get some money, that's a fact. You know what I mean? So because a lot of people don't understand what it's like to have to find somewhere to sleep, to have to wake up in the elements of freezing cold, to have to watch out for nature. There's so many things that could happen to an
the biggest
individual.
story was raccoons.
Okay, so what was a night like for Carlos sleeping outside.
If it was cold out, like in the wintertime,
Period.
the wintertime was the worst because you're gonna find out where can I go. Somebody's hallway is where you need to be because that sometimes you'll have heated hallways. So my hallway is always my specialty. For showering, I would go to Planet Fitness, take a quick shower,
Okay.
and then leave quickly before they even notice I'm there.
Gotcha. So what is your what is your emotional state like? Because
Crushed.
yes.
I felt crushed
Okay.
under the weight of nobody helping me, under the weight of why doesn't anybody want to help me? These people call themselves my friends for like years, and now they're not here to help me.
All right.
You know, the fact that my little girl wouldn't talk to me anymore, that broke my heart the most.
Gotcha. So now you squandered $29,000. You're back on the street. Where you at? Where are you living at?
Always.
When all this, you still in Lawrence?
Yeah, no, I was in Lowell.
When you was in Low?
Yeah.
Okay. So now you're homeless and low. You squandered through all your money, right? And you're just roaming around. What is your next move?
I called my daughter Stephanie and I asked her, I'm like, do you have any ideas of how I can get some place to stay? And her husband Kirk said, we can get him sectioned. So I took that and he came all the way from Berlin, New Hampshire, from behind the White Mountains to pick me up. We went straight to court, he had me sectioned.
That's interesting that you say that with the section, because you get sectioned. What year is this?
It's 2026.
2026?
Why?
No, actually, what year did you get sectioned? 2026?
Oh, no, 2025.
Okay, 2025. And what was the journey from your section?
What do you mean, what was the journey?
You went through the
I went
process.
through the process.
Yeah, what was that process like?
I don't know, whatever they did, they sent me to, first they sent me to like a little jail cell type thing, and I had to wait there
Okay.
to take away off all your clothes, they would leave you clothes. And it's good because I wanted to hang myself at that point. Then they brought me in front of the judge, and the judge said that they could section me, and they put me in a nursing home for 3 months. From a nursing home, I went to Tufts Medical Center for like another 3 months. And then, but before Tufts, after Tufts, they put me in, what's the name of that place? They brought me here after Tufts. This is where I came, to Mason. And then you saved my life and took me out and brought me over to 190.
Back up. I ain't not sure that. Coming here, you get here, you come in, and you had to make some adjustments when you got here. Like, a lot of people didn't believe that you were sick. They didn't believe that you had brain cancer when you got here, right?
I didn't know that.
And they thought it was just something that you were saying. You know what I mean? And I was to defend it, like, nah, nobody's not gonna play with nothing like that. The adjustment that you had to make when you got here, you didn't go to a detox, right? So you went abstinent off of the alcohol that you was drinking.
Correct.
Right?
Yep.
Pretty sure that they gave you vitamins and et cetera and tops, you know what I mean, to strengthen you and getting you right. But you came here with very little bit of sobriety. How was you able to navigate through all the trials that you had to go through by arriving here with personality-wise? Let's get this straight. Personality-wise, with among your peers that you live with, how was you able to be patient and navigate through the challenges that you was faced when you first got here?
One challenge at a time.
One challenge at a
One
time.
challenge at a time, you know? It's the only way I could have done it. I wouldn't challenge at the time.
So what was it about this time that made you say, I'm done?
When I couldn't see my little girl anymore,
Okay.
and I lost my house, that made me say,
That was it.
yeah, that was it. Enough is enough.
All right. So what did you have in your mind that you was gonna do different this time?
I wasn't gonna drink, because that's the whole problem. You see, you have just one little drink, and that's just enough to get you to start smoking weed. Now you're smoking weed, now you wanna go. They're all gateway drugs.
Okay. So what is different now? Because this has been a long journey.
But the difference now is I have a whole lot of respect for myself,
Yes.
okay? And I trust in God to cure me completely. And that's the difference now. I love me, put it that way.
You love you.
I love me.
For sure. Definitely. So I really am inspired by you because the journey of my experience, people just look for an excuse to return back to behavior that's not healthy for them. And I wasn't trying to embarrass you through your story, but I was just trying to understand that you suffer, you lose, you suffer, you lose, you might gain some things, then you lose it again. And then all of that pattern of suffering and what this chemical and alcohol does to people, you start to get to the point where you don't really believe that you can live without it, right? And you found a way to say, just for today, I'm not doing that. But you squandered a lot of time. And this is I'm going somewhere with this. You was at your first sober house when you found out that you had a tumor, right? So they told you you had a tumor. Now that you look back on all the things that you've been through, that this disease has taken you through, and now the healing is here, and there's a possibility that you might not be around that long. How does that
It terrifies
How
me.
does that affect all the way across the board? Because you're a father and you have children.
It terrorizes me.
Okay, so let's really take our time with this. You know what I mean? Let's take our time with this. It terrorizes you. How do you feel about the time that you have wasted?
I'm regretful.
Okay.
Very regretful.
Because that time, it robs all of us of the same thing. Time that we can't get back. And we have children. And we have parents. And we got siblings. And they get older. And we keep fighting pain, right? Until we surrender to it. And then it gets better. So now you surrender to your pain now by the grace, right? And all this time that you're looking back over here, there's no makeup for that. But you have an illness that can cost you your life. What are you thinking?
Well, I'm thinking, am I gonna try to stay healthy just for the extra day of being alive? Or am I gonna go out there and party like $1 million and woo, because I wanna live the rest of my life crazy?
Are you scared?
I am, I'm terrified. I'm terrified. And I'm trying to make amends with my ex so I can see my daughter, but she's not allowing that.
Okay. So you're trying to clean things up,
Oh yeah.
trying to balance it out.
I got a feeling things might change for me once I get my own place.
Okay.
Because that's what my kids keep telling me. They're like, Dad, don't worry about it. She'll come back to you. She's just waiting for you to get your own place.
Who's coming back to you?
Beth.
Your ex-wife.
Yeah, my ex-fiance.
All right. So that is you trying to get the connection back together.
I'm not. The kids miss us together.
Okay.
Because we're the fun couple.
Okay, but that's past. That's over. We talking about now.
Yeah.
We talking about Carlos now. Carlos now that has a delay in the walk. Carlos now that has a delay in the memory. Carlos now
In the speech.
in the speech, right? Carlos now that I see in the morning that can barely walk. You know what I mean? Make me understand. I already have empathy for you, but I want to see where you are pulling this strength from to be able to just say, it is what it is.
I feel deep down inside that if I keep struggling and I keep doing right, that I'm going to end up okay.
Okay.
You know, as long as I keep fighting and doing the right thing and not hurting others, I'm going to be okay.
All right.
And that's the honest truth.
Gotcha. All right. You know, brother, I really have a special place in my heart for you.
Thank you.
You know, like, and when it came to me, and I don't want to get all allegorical and get,
Come on,
You
get
know
all
what I
out
mean?
and do it.
right? But when it came to me, I was standing in the kitchen at one of the houses, right? Agape. And it talked to my heart to look out for you. And I don't mix personal with management. That doesn't cross over at all. You know what I mean? But I took a personal for you just to make sure they left you alone and allow you to be yourself. You know what I mean? And I don't really contribute that to me, but I see the result. I see the result, right? And the result, the fruit is here, the harvest is here, right? You're shining. You know what I mean? And it's been an honor to walk your journey with you, even though you came on our show bullshitting with half of your story. but it's been a nice ride with you, and I wish you to continue on your journey and remain focused and humble. And I really want you to win, brother. You know what I mean? I really want you to win, because you just show people that no matter what you're going through, you don't have to return to any chemical, to any liquor, to anything, that you can face life in the face and say, not today.
That's right.
You know?
If I may say, I got cocaine and alcohol by the balls.
You gonna have it by the ball. So get up out of here with that big shift 2020 to pathway to, you can never have it like that, bro. So please take that out of your mind, right? Because the disease of addiction is very cunning and it's baffling. So as soon as you think you have it like that, it's gonna hit you in different areas, right? I'm gonna give you an example on how you have to know the disease of addiction. I have a brother that's in my life right now, right? And he go over and above with love and respect and opportunities and open up pathways for me, like that. Sometimes I just have to stop and be like, damn, like, what the hell, right? But the disease will whisper to you, don't trust that dude. You know what I mean? Don't fall for that. There's something behind that. Now, if I will respond to that, that will mess up everything that I'm trying to achieve. And truths of thoughts is something that we have to really pay attention to. Because 1 minute it could be fine, and then the next minute, that intrusive thought is something that you have to guard yourself from. Because it's all gravy right now. You know what I mean? But it ain't always gonna be comfortable gravy. You see what I'm saying? So for you to say that you have it by the balls, that's a statement
You're the
that,
second person that I saw who tell me that alcoholism is tricky.
yes.
The first sober home I went to, the guy tried to make me believe that alcohol was still in my blood, and I told him like, oh wow, you're not really.
You gotta talk up, you lift your head up because you're on camera.
I told him he wasn't reassuring. You know, you don't tell people that they're still alcoholics when they're telling you that they're not.
But I never told you that you
No,
was.
not you.
Yeah, but I know what you're saying, but I wasn't dissing you. I was just telling you to be very vigilant for what you're saying.
Well, I am.
You know what I mean? Because, like, you have to be. Because as soon as you get complacent, that's when surprises come to you. You know what I mean? And it's been a pleasure to sit down with you, brother, and I understand, you know, it's hard for you to remember things. It's hard for you to, to keep up with the format. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's all scattered. I've been there, done that. But just for you to step up, you know what I'm saying? Just for you to step up, just for you to come to the platform to share your story, that's very important. Because whether you realize it or not, there's somebody out there right now that just heard your story and they believe that I can do it too. You know what I mean? And it's always a pleasure for you pulling up at DEK. And we would like to have you back,
Absolutely.
And
I would love to be back.
that will be an honor for us to have you back. You know what I mean? I know just by working with you for a little while, you're not feeling too healthy right now. You know what I mean? You're kind of drained. I can see it. You know what I mean? So I would like you to come back, when the energy is better. You know what I mean? And you're not hurting us that much. You know what I mean? Because I seen you this morning on the way to the store, and you was in your mind. You was moving fast, but in reality, it looked like the Matrix to me. That's why I jumped in the car to come get you.
And
But,
was I dragging my feet again?
You was trying to move fast, bro. That was the mind was telling you you still got it, but the body was just like,
It's neuropathy, man.
It's not today. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just want the audience to know what you go through. Because that's very important to know that you could have just said, "Nah, I'm good." Right? I'm good. And settle for Social Security, settle for benefits, went somewhere, got a little subsidized housing, and just, die what you like doing, drinking. But you said, no, I'm not going to go out like that.
I'm not gonna go out like
I'm
that.
going to put this together for my children, and I respect that. I respect it.
Thanks, man.
Well, that's it. We're going to wrap it up with this. Thank you, Carlos, for stopping by. This is DEK, where we speak the truth. Thank you for joining our channel. Please hit that subscribe button because we really need your participation.